students are gone, but you are still here. And we know how you feel because you are done. But you have so much work to do to get ready for tomorrow. Good afternoon, podcast listeners everywhere. Welcome to After the Bell, a Stunt Brothers production. A podcast that gets inside the life of a teacher and provides a wellness guide for being prepared to take on this most challenging of professions. I'm Martin Stuvel.
And I'm Roy Hunt. And we share your pain, having taught a combined 70 years. The guarantee of this podcast is to make you laugh, make you think, and give you at least one little nugget that you can use in the classroom. So get out your marking, organize your supplies, or just pour yourself a coffee.
I want something stronger.
And listen, engage, and interact with After the Bell, a podcast for you, the hard-working, dedicated teacher who wants free lesson plans, free advice, and a free meal.
Okay, Roy, but I'm not paying for anything more than McDonald's. Well, Mr. Hunt, here we are in the box, episode 46.
Episode 46. And season 2, 15?
16.
16.
16, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But, I don't think we can count that well because actually, if you go to Spotify for this episode or you go to our Buzzsprout account, it will say episode 50. This is actually episode 50.
Episode 50.
It's a bit of a milestone. We're getting a little bit of a celebratory coupon from Buzzsprout to announce that this is episode 50. And the cool thing about 50 episodes for podcasts, only 5% of all podcasts make it to episode 50.
Wow.
So this is actually really significant.
Wow, I was ready to stop at 40.
Yeah, no, thank God you kept going. Because we're at now.
We're
that
like,
you would have been like the other 95%.
Yeah, they're 95%.
They all stop at 40.
Very.
But it's pretty amazing because there's hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there. But actually the minority of them, and we're part of that 5% minority,
Wow.
keep going. And then as we keep going, because this is 50, I want to go on to 500, 5,000, you name it.
Well, I've always wanted to move up to the 1% what they're talking about, but that's not in podcasts. That's finances.
Okay, well, but maybe if you get in the 1%,
I'm in the 5%.
Then we'll be joining the 1%.
I'm not going to tell anybody. I said I would just tell them that I'm in the top 5%.
Yeah, that
And I
sounds
won't tell
impressive
them
right there.
where it is exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And the reason
How do you like them apples?
I love those apples, and I like that you're saying that. And the reason the Stunt Brothers Can't Count, which is the name of this episode, is because we had 2 bonus episodes that I didn't actually call an episode number, and we had the trailer, and then we had the season 1, episode 10 was on incivility in the classroom, and it was a 2-parter. But I called them each episode 10. So,
well, that's because we're so giving.
We are so
right?
giving.
We just said that should be 10 and 11. No, we give it 10. Both of them.
It's like you think you have $46, but you have 50.
Yeah.
Like this is just everyone right now is getting this amazing feeling of
what a great
warmth.
deal.
Knowing, wow,
what a great deal.
We thought this was episode 46.
And our subscribers don't have to pay any more for these extra episodes.
Yeah, you got it all free.
I say subscribers, but they're listeners.
They're listeners, but we have some.
They're future subscribers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But it's exciting that we're here in the box. This is the last week before winter vacation.
Yes.
We know how you feel. We know you're exhausted.
I've been in some schools. The kids are the teachers are tired. They just finished the report cards.
Yes.
Right? The students have given as much as they want. They're excited about holidays.
Yes.
And then our weather has
What is with our weather?
changed
To
here.
me, you can tell winter is coming in Vancouver when the atmospheric rivers start because we have one going on right now. It's a code orange. So hopefully by the time you hear this, we didn't all wash away. It's quite worrying.
Well, winter begins in other parts of Canada with their very first snowstorm.
Yes.
Right? And they say, wow, that we get hit with a big one. But no, now the new norm, right?
Yeah.
The tradition is, the first atmospheric rain
Yeah.
tells us that winter is here.
Santa's coming, Mama. Santa's coming, Dada.
Scuba.
We had a atmospheric river. I'm so excited.
Scuba Claus.
Yeah, right? The new reality. So stay dry, everyone. We know how hard it is, but celebrate with us. Celebrate that you made it to Christmas, right? You made it through this first term. We made it to our 50th episode. And to help us, we actually would like you to do something. We want you to start giving us ratings wherever you hear us on Spotify, Apple Music. We've had a few people go on and make a comment or give us a rating, hopefully a 5-star rating, but something out of 5. If you think it's a 1-star, give us a 1 star.
I'll take a 1.
But I will.
I'll take
I'll take a
anything
2
right now.
Take a 2.
I'll take a 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you feel in your heart. We're an honest podcast. But we want the algorithms to do their dirty work, right? And part of the way they do that is when they have lots of ratings. So please, if you haven't had a chance, and I know you're a listener, we have lots of listeners. We really do. And it's been amazing to see the growth of that. But not very few of you have actually gone on and given us a rating. So we really, if you're listening right now, it would really benefit us to get our word out across the world to everyone that we think could listen to this podcast and get something out of it if you give us a rating.
Yes.
So we really encourage that.
And a Christmas present for us would be a comment. For we don't get enough comments.
No, we love to hear from our listeners.
And it's not like I want a comment to tell me how good I am.
No.
But some comments, requests about what you would like us to talk about.
This podcast is organic.
Yes, we're willing to talk about just about anything.
Yeah.
But we don't get enough of you. We know there's likes. We get lots and lots of likes, and that warms my heart because I know that people are listening.
Yes.
But to get some feedback, you can't go through life just thinking, I'm doing a good job without some good feedback.
Yeah. So tell us what you're thinking, what we could do a podcast episode on. And as you've discovered during our 2 seasons, we're really open. Education is kind of the narrow focus, but we're so beyond that we bring things in that actually go way beyond the classroom because the outside world, it affects that classroom.
Yes.
So we're really open-minded to that. And as we always like to say, it's organic, so please allow us to hear your thoughts so we can include them in the episode.
Okay.
But we've had comments.
Yes, we have
had people make
from
comments.
Apple Music.
Yeah, so one person wrote down, "This was an entertaining look at the world of teaching. Good for teachers, parents, administrators, educational assistants, and anyone who wants to learn more about today's K-12 system. So looking forward to the rest of season 1." So that came from Apple Music last year. So thank you, listener.
Nice. And I have one here. Bloody brilliant chit-chat from these two. Nuggets galore.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. And I've gone through, and you and I have both gone through our Facebook page. And again, if you listen to this podcast, you notice on the bottom, it says you can rate this. You'll also see a link to our website, stuntbrothers.ca, where you can find all kinds of resources and materials and also add your comments. And there's also a link to our Facebook group. So we have a Facebook group with lots of members on there, and you can go there and join it. Or you can see the link where you get your podcast to our Facebook group After the Bell.
Yes, you can.
So what are some of the comments we've had on our Facebook group?
Okay. Well, we have from Mr. Anonymous. After a long day of teaching, I look forward to listening to After the Bell while I'm doing my marking. It makes me laugh and reminds me that while my job isn't easy, I still love it.
Yeah, nice.
And the next one, Victor. Well-deserved. Carry on After the Bell. It's engaging content. IMO.
In my opinion.
There you
go. There you go, right?
I thought it was in my office.
IOU. Nancy said, "I love how you two cover so many facets of education." Colvier, who's a school trustee in North Vancouver and is always a great cheerleader, she noticed when we did the episode on the Montessori that we had Stephen Price, who did a lot of the sound and was part of the group. And I guess she recognized him and she said, "That's great to see, Martin and Roy. Well done, Stephen."
Oh,
so
nice.
she gave a shout out to Stephen. What else?
And we did our podcast on food insecurity, and part of that episode was going into Backpack Buddies.
With Joanne Griffiths, right?
With Joanne
that was
Griffiths.
really good.
And from Carol, we had a comment that said, a kindergarten child in my class often came to school without eating breakfast. We set up that she could stop by the office and eat a granola bar and or apple before heading to the classroom. I think it happens more than we know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
it
then-
does. It absolutely does.
And then in our other episode, in which we talked about Robert Redford and
It was Robert Redford, we had a
I can't remember what the episode was about.
Well, why did we? Because he had just passed.
Yes.
He had just passed. So I don't think the episode was anything really to do with him. But in STS at the beginning, I
Yes.
talked about Robert Redford, and
Okay.
it was The Great Pretender.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
That's why
right.
I was drawing a blank for that.
So it was about we brought in acting.
We
and
brought in
actors
acting and
right?
about The Great Pretender.
And
Yes.
how we have to play different roles in life. So
Right.
that's why Robert Redford was brought in. And then I posted that video with him and Paul Newman. Right?
on
Yeah.
stage together. Yes. And so comment from Karen was two great actors, which I agree with.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we also posted from one of our episodes about names.
Yeah.
We posted a Key and Peele video.
Classic video.
And that's what Jen said. That never gets old.
Yeah.
She really enjoyed seeing that.
And we have
video
that,
again.
and we have that linked on our Facebook group and in our website if you want to have a good laugh over that.
Yeah.
And then we had a little contest because that's when we had Nick Marino on for the P&E episode, and he had written the book East Side Story.
Yes.
But we found out that you, Roy, had won first prize in a country fair in Ontario, right?
Ontario, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was second.
Oh, second.
It wasn't. It was second. Well, that's okay because you kept calling it the green ribbon.
Yeah.
And actually, it was the
A yellow
purple
ribbon? Oh, it's purple.
The purple.
Okay.
It's a purple
Okay,
ribbon.
okay.
And then we asked our listeners to, guess what.
Why did Roy win this prize?
What
This
did
second
I win?
prize,
Second
I
place
find
with
out
the
now.
purple ribbon.
Okay.
From Wallacestown Fair in southwestern Ontario.
Well, Dawn thought it was either yodeling or axe throwing.
And I said I'd love to do the axe throwing.
Charlene was thinking a hot dog eating contest.
No, thank you. I couldn't do that. Rayanne said his homemade dill pickles. Mm-hmm. And Victor said the biggest zucchini, but
I think that would be
you.
me. I hope so, yeah.
And Joshua sent a pig emoji.
So he was
says
getting there.
something to do with pigs,
He was
which
getting close.
I'm not going to touch that one.
And for that episode, Ev had said, congratulations on an awesome season 2 kickoff, which was our P&E episode with Nick Marino. And Ev is someone who we then had on later on. She's a former student, musician, health coach, and all these things that we had on. And it's just great to get that kind of feedback from our listeners who sometimes become podcast guests.
There you go.
So there's a spot for you right now, waiting for you.
And to celebrate the end of our first season, we had sort of a collection of people together at North Point Brewing to celebrate.
That was a really lovely evening.
And North Point gave us their I think it was their tasting room, really.
Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
But we had it all to ourselves.
Beautiful
and it
sunset. I just remember that evening and
It was a
the
really
spirit
wonderful
of
evening.
everyone who came. It was wonderful. And we had a lot of people that made comments on that, and not everybody could make it.
And Anne said it was a super fun idea. And Judy said, I wish I could have been there. I wish Judy could have been there too.
I know.
I'll be listening on August 25th.
That's when it came out. Kevin said, congratulations. Michelle said, would have liked to have been there next time. And Michelle, there will be a next time. So I think season 2, when we end season 2, probably this coming summer, because it will be a longer season, we'll do another one of those.
Yeah.
I think that was a great way to kind of celebrate where our podcast has been and where it's going.
Yes. And it was exciting because we had Nick Marino come and celebrate with us after
That's right.
we had done the episode with him about his book.
Yes.
And he gave us a shout out and said, thanks for having me on your podcast. It was a blast. We ended up going out for dinner
We did
with
afterwards.
Nick and his wife afterwards. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, really neat connections.
And Patty said, I wish I could be there, Roy and Martin. Have fun.
Susan was away. She couldn't make it. We were away on vacation to the Maritimes. You didn't cancel your vacation to come to our celebration, Susan? Huh. Well, next time. She said, have fun. Antoinette later on, because we did an episode in the summer. We did our summer sessions, and you and I went back to and recorded an episode in front of our old school that we first met at
Dorothy
Linus, where we worked together. And Antoinette, who went to that school with us and was one of the beloved teachers there, and just a wonderful, wonderful person, Antoinette. We love you. So I hope you're listening. We love you so much. You're so full of joie de vivre, and we just think you're fantastic. She also talked about her years at Dorothy Linus. Loved the years at Dorothy Linus. So many special staff members and students. Really wish my walk today had taken me over to Linus. So she was out and about, and she was thinking of those times when we did our podcast. And Carol R. piped in, you two are amazing, still educating while always having fun.
Yes, and I think that's the most important thing.
That's it.
The having fun.
Right? No matter what you do, you got to make it work for you.
And then later on, we did an episode with Victor Elderton.
Yes.
And we called it Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
And that was a great episode. Yeah. Really, I've worked with Victor. We both worked with Victor so much through our careers, and then just being able to sit down with him and have a conversation
just
about outdoor education.
Outdoor education and getting outside. And he has such a wealth of knowledge and experience, and is so well respected in the entire province of British Columbia, if not beyond, really. So that was fantastic. So some people gave us comments on that episode. Carol, just hearing Victor's voice brought back so many memories. And she said, kudos to the Stunt brothers for showcasing this unique educator, lifelong learner, and very much needed leader. Yes, we need more and more people like Victor. And Edie said, loved working with Victor. We were teaching partners and shared a classroom.
Great. From Lisa, we have awesome. I've just finished working with Victor as he is a UBC faculty associate, and I was sponsoring one of his students. Anna, the legend.
Oh, nice.
And Colvier, who is a cheerleader for everything in our district.
She
and
really
for
is.
Everything that we do. She is one of our, we should pay her for the publicity, the sponsorship we get from her.
True.
And she was just saying, Victor is amazing. And he is.
Yeah. And then we even had a comment on our logo when we first created our logo and came up with it. Suzanne S. said, smart logo. So that was nice to get that feedback.
Okay. And we did an episode that we called Duct Tape Education.
Ah, good one.
And just how you just get, we as teachers constantly get things kind of put our way that we're supposed to somehow
and throw in the duct tape and kind of say, okay, tape it up and deal with it.
Yes.
And from that, we had people giving kind of metaphors for what education is like and analogies. And one person said, education is like the landfill of social responsibility. Everything ends up there eventually.
I like this one. I feel like MacGyver, saving the day with nothing but worksheets, paper clips, and willpower.
You feel like MacGyver. Yeah, I totally can see MacGyver doing that.
Why have all the issues become teacher issues? If so, why isn't it resourced better and educators paid in relationship to the societal expectations?
We'd be paid a lot more if that was true, right? It's so true. So here we are, celebrating 50, right?
Yep.
So what is it about 50? I guess it's we like clean numbers, humans, right? 20, 25, 5 zeros. So here we are celebrating 50,
Yes. And at 50, I mean, when you reach 50, I have and then gone past it.
Yeah,
and
I'm still in it, but I'm not quite past it yet.
Not quite past it.
I'm almost there.
So that is your golden jubilee.
Yes. Yeah. Remember the Queen having a golden jubilee in the past.
There you go. So I thought I would look at things with 50.
Okay.
Right. So the atomic number for tin is 50.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. The Earth is roughly 50 times larger than the moon.
Here we go.
Every country has a coin or a bill denominated in units of 50.
Definitely.
Yes. If you've used all the 7 letters of your tiles in Scrabble, you will get an extra 50 points.
My daughter is so good at doing this. So often when I play against her, she gets that 50.
Wow.
I've never done it. I don't think I've ever done it.
The word 50 is worth 14 points in Scrabble.
Wow, when is 50 14? See, for us, 46 is 50.
50, yes.
This 50 is 14. I don't know about that one.
5-0 is slang for the police, and so remember
Hawaii
Hawaii
5-0.
5-0.
That's
Yes.
where it comes from.
Right.
And a
There you go.
eureka moment from Mr. Stubble.
And in Roman numerals, 50 is L.
So I was thinking of what other things reach 50, and TV shows often reach 50 episodes, right? And nowadays that's harder because
Yes.
like old, network TV, they'd have 30, 40 episodes in a season.
In one season.
Now it's 10, 12, and usually they're better, those 10, 12, than some of those 40 or 50 from the past. So a lot of these you have to go quite far back to find any show that reaches 50.
50.
But Breaking Bad, which is a streaming show, but one of my favorite all-time shows, 51 was the name of their 50th episode. Friends, their 50th episode was called The One Where No One's Ready. Star Trek Voyager was called Flashback.
Okay.
And that's often, I think at these points, 50, you do look back, right? So we've had a bit of a flashback today. Doctor Who, their 50th episode was kind of a looking back, and it was in 2013. They called it The Day of the Doctor. The Simpsons' 50th episode was called Homer Alone. The Office 50th episode, they called The Return. Seinfeld. I could watch Seinfeld over and over again and still laugh at it.
Yes.
It's
the ones that you've seen 5,
so many
6,
times.
7 times. Yes.
And the 50th one was one I think everybody remembers was called The Virgin. And it was followed, the 51st episode was The Contest.
The
That
Contest.
is infamous.
I remember The Contest, yes.
All in the Family, their 50th episode was called Archie and the Bowling Team. Now going right back to 1963, the 50th episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show was called My Husband is a Check Grabber. Do you grab the check? I always did. I think we're better now. Just in my mind, I can remember my dad and his friend. Whenever you'd go out, you knew there was going to be this battle about who would grab the check. Like I think now people
Take
kind
it
of
and pay for it, yeah.
I don't know. They've worked it out better. I don't
Yes.
see that happening, but it was, I think, a 60s, 70s kind of thing. And there was always the big shot that had to try to get it every time. So I do have memories of that. And I love the mention of Dick Van Dyke because on December 13th, he has just turned 100. And he's an inspiration because he still works out, he still dances, he still sings. He's got this jovial outlook on life that I think that attitude that one has, it helps with longevity. They've done enough studies on that it's often your outlook on life, it really affects your health. So I think look to Dick and see how he's doing, right? And dance like him.
Dance like Dick.
There you go. And then 50 years ago,
Okay.
1975, 50 years ago, there was actually the 50th episode of The Waltons. Now, I find my generation, people were Little House on the Prairie people or The Waltons. Did you watch either of those shows?
I watched both.
Okay. I never really liked Little House on the Prairies, but The Waltons, it was my heartwarming show to watch with my family. So they had their 50th episode, and it was called The Car. So how old would you have been in 1975?
1975.
I would have been 9. I would have been 9. And I know that so well because I just had that reunion with my former teacher from grade 5 with those people, many of them who I had not seen for 50 years.
Wow.
So 9 years old.
75, I was 15.
Wow.
And I was driving a car. I had my beginners then.
Really? You could get it?
Oh, you could get it.
Yeah.
Well, and as
On
soon
the
as
farm too?
Yes,
Yeah.
and as soon as I turned 16, I went in the day of my birthday. And I went on my test drive, and I got my license at 16.
Yeah, really?
Woohoo! And because I was born in July, so it was the summer holidays.
Oh, perfect timing.
And I got my license. And again, I come from a small town in southwestern Ontario. And my buddy got in the car with me, and we're driving down Main Street in my hometown, which was the thing to do. The Main Street wasn't very long, so you went down one end, you circled around at our McDonald's, and you went back down the other end. And where people were walking on the street, that you would know from high school, and they're like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And so that's how, it's like American. When I watched American Graffiti, I go like, "Oh, that's like my teenage years."
Wow.
But that was the first day that I had my license, and I almost got in my first accident.
Yeah.
Because I was watching some people in the street. They were waving, saying, "Hey, you got your license, way to go!"
Oh,
and it was
distraction.
that way. And I looked up and I saw the tail lights of a flatbed truck, and my car would have went right underneath it. I slammed on my brakes, and the person who was with me didn't have seatbelt on, and the head bounced off the inside of the windshield.
Lordy Lord.
And he was fine, and I was fine, and I remember that moment clearly.
Yeah.
And
wow, I tell you,
I'm not a distracted driver anymore.
But you're 16, and that same year, 75, I'm just jumping around my bedroom thinking I'm Batman. And here we are, and now you look like younger than me. So I tell you.
Well, I don't think
done.
I do, but I'll take that.
There you go. You take that. So that's this episode. It's just to celebrate that. It's to say to all listeners who are still in the classroom, we know this is tough this last week, but try to have some fun. Try to know that you got 2 well-deserved weeks coming off, and hopefully there are no atmospheric rivers. We have even a bit of snow or something to celebrate Christmas and a chance to recharge and get yourself ready for 2026.
That's right.
And we look forward to many more episodes. We've actually got a lot of next week.
We've got some good,
we've got a lot of guests coming up.
Guests coming up.
We have about 4 episodes of guests that we have not finished broadcasting yet and working on. They'll be coming up in 2026. So there's lots to look forward to and lots to help us get to the next 50 and maybe the next 500 or 5,000. Right? This podcast is organic, taking shape with each episode. Building resiliency for teachers everywhere.
That sounds great.
And our website is stuntbrothers.ca.
That's stuntbrothers.ca.
We will chat again
after the bell.